What's going on, Bum Nation? YouTube, welcome to the channel. If you guys like what you see, hit that subscribe button, give it a like on the video. We're gonna get right into today's topic. We are back with the NBA talk, alright? NBA, I believe is like the 10th day, 11th day that we're going on right now with this series. So it's been, some great basketball. NBA bike again. So we'll get right into it. First game. We got Celtics versus Raptors. Celtics versus the Raptors. This is the first game of the second round for these teams. Alright, so they just got into the second round to go against each other. Whoever wins this goes to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it was an interesting game. You kind of knew what it was and what would play out through, like, the thing for Boston was they don't really have a bench where the Raptors do. They're the defending champs, but how do you stop Kemba, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those guys? So it's kind of like going back and forth, but I have the Celtics winning the series. Me personally, I believe they will win. I say 4-2, maybe I see the Raptors getting 2 games. I mean, hopefully, they figure it out. Van Vliet only had 11 points. He was 3 of 16 for shooting, so obviously he didn't have a good game. He went against Brooklyn and he was going off. So, now is the real test for these Raptors because, yeah, he went against Brooklyn, but it was a depleted Brooklyn Nets team. So therefore, they didn't have, their whole squad. So Lowry only had 17, Siakam only had 13. I believe like Ibaka had like 12 or something like that. Like, these guys just didn't have a good shooting night, didn't do good, defending, things like that. They could have hit a shot in the beginning of the game, to be honest with you. They just couldn't hit nothing. Tatum had 21, Walker had 18, 3 and 10. Brown had 17, and Smart had 21. Now, see, the thing was the Celtics, if you have Tatum, who's still going off, like, these whole playoffs, and Brown and Walker putting in points, and putting in work, then you add Smart into the mix, or, like, any other person to give you, like, a good 20 piece, you can't stop this team. It's easier said than done. You can't stop them, but it's easier said than done. The other team is going to have to match it. Raptors did not do that. They did not succeed in doing that. So therefore, they did lose. I do believe they could bounce back, but it's going to be tough. Like I said, the Celtics team they're young, but they have experience. You got to remember, this is the Celtics team that took the Cavs 7 games without Kyrie and Hayward. So this is the same exact team, except you putting Walker into the mix, So, they have the experience and they have, they're ready to work, and these guys, they ball, man. They just ball. But like I said, I have the Raptors hopefully winning maybe 1 or 2 games, but I do have the Celtics moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. I see them going all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and then just going there. Next game, the Clippers versus the Mavs. This was a closeout game for the Clips. They did win 111-97. They won the series 4-3. I believe the biggest factor was Kristaps Porzingis not playing. That really, really, really hurt the Mavs' chances because they do have scoring options, as in Tim Hardaway, Curry, Trey Burke. Once in a while they'll chip in. Obviously, the main dude is Luka, but then you also had the two-headed monster for Luka and Porzingis to try to match Paul George and the Claw. So it's kind of easier said than done. Like, to try to go against that, just Luka, especially with Hardaway struggling. He only had 10. Curry struggled. He only had 7. Doncic had a good game. He had 38-99, almost another triple-double, but it just wasn't enough. They tried to make another run at the end, but Kawhi the way Kawhi plays is crazy. Like, he doesn't settle for, like the 3 or anything. He settles for his shot. Like, you see him go, pop the mid-range, come back again, pop another mid-range. Man, this man did a play where he, like, just palmed the ball, cocked it back like that, and just threw it in. Like, he was falling back and just threw it in. It's like, yo, like, this guy is nice, man. He had 33, 14, and 7. He put in work. George had 15 and 9. Now, George struggled again. He had one good game this series, but he struggled again. We have to see the next series. Obviously, we have to wait for the Denver and Utah series to finish up to see what happens for the next series. But we got to keep an eye out on Paul George because, yes, he had one good game, but he only shot 6 of 19. That's not good. He had 15, 15 points and 9 rebounds, I believe, and that's it. Like, he's not there to put in that extra help. And I feel like that's what helped. If Kawhi didn't start to go off and like certain guys didn't hit, like Shamet hit a few good like open threes and things like that, and especially if Kawhi didn't start to go off, the Mavs could have came back and maybe you have maybe won, but so they need George to step up, especially in the next round. They want to make it to the Western Conference. We don't know who they're playing yet. Obviously, that's a big factor in everything, but we gotta wait and see. I gotta see who they're gonna play next. Either it's Utah or Denver, so I can see the matchups just to see. Oh, the Clips will go to the next round, or so and so will go to the next round. How many games I think this will be? But as far, I think the Clips, they're still a beatable team, especially with like Pat Bev is not playing. But I feel like Pat Bev kind of got exposed this series when he played the first game because Luka was manhandling him. But then again, he was hurt, so I don't know if he was hurt in the first game and that kind of messed him up. But we'll have to wait and see. So if he comes back, that's another key part for the Clippers. But the Mavs, Kristaps got to get healthy, man. If Kristaps don't get healthy, like that's the thing. Like the past few years, he's just been hurt every single time. Doncic can't do it by himself. The Mavs need to try to go get somebody. I think they could get a healthy veteran, like a good veteran, to come in and to give like hopefully a scoring veteran or even just a younger guy to come in and to help with the scoring load as well. And I feel like Luka will attract that, and so will Porzingis. Like that combination of those two, and seeing what they did in the playoffs this year, will attract the attention of free agents to try to come and play ball with them. So look for the Mavs to be an interesting team in the next for the near future and for the years to come. So as long as, especially if they have that Doncic and Porzingis together, and Porzingis stays healthy, it's gonna be a real big thing. Now for the game of the night. Denver versus Utah. Man, what a game, what a game, what a game. It was they were going back and forth, obviously, like they have been going all series except for the 2 blowouts, but they've been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Give you some stats real quick. I mean, score was 119 to 107. They did tie the series up. Denver, they won. So we're gonna have Game 7 finally. Well, one Game 7 for the first round. So there'll be another team to come back 3-1 if Denver wins. But it's obviously easier said than done. It comes all down to this Game 7. At the end of the day, like it doesn't even, if Utah wins, it doesn't even matter that Denver did all this. You know what I mean? So like Denver just needs, I think Denver could pull it out, but it's easier said than done. Like I said, Murray needs help. Can't keep doing it by himself. My man had 50, 5 and 6. He was going off. I mean, Jokic had 22, but I feel like and Grant helped with that 18. Like Grant really helped with that 18. I feel like that helped a lot. But Michael Porter Jr. has to play better. Those 2 points, 1 for 7 is not cutting it, man. You show that you can be a scorer. But right now, all you're showing is that you're very inconsistent in my eyes. Like you're just an inconsistent player. You're not. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then, thing is, you're an inconsistent player, and then you don't play defense. Like, you don't play great D. So, another one is Paul Millsap. I don't know why they still have him starting, to be honest with you. I feel like they should put Bobo into the mix, but for some reason they won't do it. Just have Bobo play with Jokic at the 4 and the 5. Have those 2 guys. They spread out the floor. Like, it's just, and it spreads out the floor for Jokic, not only for the other players as well, because if Jokic can stay in the post, how many times have you seen where Jokic, guys cut into the rim, back pass, like no look behind the back pass, I feel like Bobo will be better implemented into this system right now, and maybe even for the future, because I feel like Paul Millsap just doesn't have it no more. He only had 5 points. He played like 19 minutes, like, and you started. I mean, Denver got Gary Harris back, so maybe he'll get going the next game. He didn't get going this game as much. Came off the bench. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, Conley had 21. Gobert had his 11 and 11. Mitchell went off for 44. Mitchell's still balling like the man could ball, so we know how that's going. Clarkson had 11, but he was 5 of 14 from the field, so he's struggling. I don't think it's gonna keep happening. I have Denver winning. I do have Denver winning, but we will see this. And I feel like this is a toss-up game. Like it's anybody's game, so we can see who will have it. But I do have Denver winning. Hopefully, Murray's just been playing insane, and so is Mitchell. The battle between these two have been like great to watch. It's the future of the NBA right here. You know, like these are two of the biggest guys. It's great to see them play. Like you're seeing all the future talent of the NBA. Once like LeBron's done, Melo's already done. Well, Melo's not done. We don't know yet. But like Wade's done. All these guys, now it's for this new generation to come in, and they're doing it. Tatum, Brown, Murray, Mitchell, things like that. Like they're Doncic, Porzingis if he can stay healthy. So it's it's great to watch because it just shows you that the NBA will be in good hands later on. But that's it for those games. I mean, Game 7 should be on Tuesday. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be phenomenal. Like I said, I got Denver winning. Let me know what you guys think. Who you got winning this series? It's been a crazy series. It looks like it was gonna go Utah's way, but then Denver just came and fall back. We do have some games tomorrow. We have the Rockets versus Thunder. This will be Game 5. Must-win game for the Thunder. They need to win this game. Shai needs to have a better game. That 5 points last game, scrape it off, head back, and start balling, man. Paul, same thing. Hoping. And the thing is, we gotta remember, Russell did not have a great game. So if Russell did not have a great game, I think he's due for one. It doesn't have to happen this one, but overall, the Thunder need to play better as a team and try to contain. Obviously, it's easier said than done to contain Houston's threes and to try to contain Harden. But they've done it before, and I feel like they can do it again. It's just that Russell Westbrook factor is still there. Anything can happen with that. Then we have the first game for the Heat versus the Bucks. I have the Heat winning this series. I think they will win 4-2. I say that the Bucks will get 2 games. It could go 7 though. I think it could go 7. But like I said, we have to wait and see. But so many great matchups right there. I feel like we have the people to guard Giannis. I'll put Jimmy on him, honestly. Put Jimmy right off the back on him. Put Jimmy or even Bam. Try to put Bam on him. But, I mean, I feel like our defense is just so great. Dragic against Bledsoe. Duncan versus Middleton. That's going to be an interesting matchup to try and see. Or even when Hero comes off the bench. Then you have D. Jones coming off the bench. You have Bam, Adebayo. Him coming off the bench. He's in the game, but like him just playing. Olynyk. I feel like we match up great with the Bucks. Great. I have the Heat winning this series, obviously, because I love the Heat. Like I said, 4-2, I got them winning. I do have them winning tomorrow's game. I feel like they have Eric Spoelstra smart enough to have a game plan for Giannis and how to. Basically, if you stop Giannis, you can stop the whole Bucks team. Because you have to force other players in the Bucks to beat you. That's the way to win. You have to force the other players in the. If Giannis struggles, you have to force Bledsoe, Brook Lopez, Middleton, those guys to try and beat you. And they've proven that they can't really do it. And that's what gets them in trouble. But the key is to stop Giannis, and I feel like our defense is good enough, and we're gritty, and we're tough enough to do it. It's going to be a great series. I mean, we'll keep breaking it down every game and see how it plays out. But like I said, I got the Heat winning that series. I'm saying it right now. I got us going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I got them going into the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics. But I won't spoil my prediction yet. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe, become part of Bum Nation. Give a like on the video if you like it. Bum Nation, we out.